Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Sails cracking in the wind, cannons thundering across the waves and the creak of deck boards under your boots. This is Ahoy, a game that's aiming to make you feel like a true captain of the Age of Sail. It's not another pirate romp or a flashy arcade spin, it's a full naval wargaming sim that wants to recreate life in the West Indies circa 1780, with a level of detail we rarely see in games. If that already has your spyglass raised, stick with me because what Capstan Games is building here might just be the next great naval sandbox. And hey, before we set sail, drop a like on the video, it helps us keep the powder dry and the channel afloat. At its core, Ahoy is a first-person multi-crew naval simulator. You and your friends can crew a warship together, steering the helm, manning the cannons, trimming the sails, and even leading boarding actions, all while dealing with weather, morale, provisions, and the ever-present risk of being sent to Davy Jones' locker. The game promises a massive open-world Caribbean to explore, historically accurate ships and ports, and even encounters with real-world figures like Admiral Nelson. Sign me up. With its Kickstarter smashing nearly 700% of its goal, raising over $750,000, it's clear there's a passionate audience ready to set sail. What makes Ahoy stand out is its ambition. It's combining a sailing sim, a tactical wargame, and an MMO-style progression system into one. You won't just unlock bigger ships, you'll earn them by climbing naval ranks, trading or capturing them in battle. Crew permadeath adds weight to every engagement, and the dynamic economy plus nation-based warfare could make the Caribbean feel alive in a way few games ever have. It's like the depth of Naval Action, the cooperative fun of Sea of Thieves, and the sim-heavy flavour of Silent Hunter rolled together. And I just know from the fans of LT Gaming that there's a huge appetite out there for a game like this. We love our sims, we love our war games, and when they're combined, we go absolutely wild for them. I remember as a kid, and I still have the book downstairs, this giant naval book with a cross-section of a man of war. And I absolutely spent hours going through that book, playing games in my head and everything, and this is going to be absolutely that fantasy brought to life. There must be other people like me out there, there has to be. If Capstan can deliver, Ahoy might redefine what a naval sim can be. One of the things that excites me most about Ahoy is that it doesn't just stop at cannons and sails, it wants to capture the full reality of life at sea. You're managing a living crew, not just stats on a screen. That means keeping them fed, patching up injuries, and dealing with morale when voyages drag on. If provisions run out, you're in real trouble. Hungry sailors don't fight well, and scurvy is more than just a trivial fact here. And every crew member matters because death is permanent. Lose your veteran gunner to a broadside and suddenly the next reload takes twice as long. In battle, you'll be scrambling not only to fire back but to patch sails, pump out leaks, and keep your people alive long enough to survive the storm of iron around you. It's tense, it's unforgiving, but it's also the kind of detail that makes victories feel earned, like you really commanded men and shit through hell and high water. The rollout plan here is also smart. Early in 2026 we'll get sea trials, a chance to try the sailing mechanics in smaller cooperative scenarios. Then later that year, an arena mode focused on competitive battles will arrive, including regattas and fort sieges, thanks to stretch goals. The full persistent MMO Caribbean is further out, but the phase release means we won't be waiting forever to fire our first broadside. Backers will be part of shaping the project too, with feedback helping polish everything before the bigger world goes live. Of course, ambition is a double-edged cutlass. A small indie team promising such a vast, historically detailed MMO inevitably draws comparisons to Star Citizen, Huge Vision, Long Road. Not every system will make it into the final game, and some features could change drastically before release. But with nearly $800k in funding, transparent dev updates, and a clear phase plan, Ahoy feels less like a pipe dream and more like a project with real wind in its sails. Just a quick interlude to say most of you who watch the channel are not subscribed. So make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button because it helps smaller channels like us grow really quickly, and both me and Tom really appreciate it. It's hard not to compare Ahoy to other big names in the genre because it feels it's stitching together all their best ideas into one ambitious package. Take Sea of Thieves, it nailed the fun of crewing with friends but kept things light-hearted and arcadey. Ahoy takes that same idea and cranks up the realism. It's a lot better for us wargamers out there. Bigger crews, authentic rigging, no cartoon skeletons or cursed treasure, just the harsh wind and powder smoke of real naval combat. Then there's Naval Action, which many of us remember fondly for its realistic sailing and open world sandbox, but it's kind of turned into more of a disaster in recent times. But where that was more solitary, Ahoy is about shared responsibility. You're not a lone captain steering from above, you're shoulder to shoulder with your crew, pulling ropes, firing guns, and making decisions together. Even Ubisoft's elusive Skull and Bones plays into that comparison. That game is all about piracy and loot, but every player runs their own ship. In Ahoy, cooperation is the heart of the experience. You and your mates aren't rival captains, you're the same crew living and dying together. And if you're from the school of sims like Silent Hunter, or you love the naval battles in Empire Total War, Ahoy could be the modern evolution you've been waiting for. I think what I'm getting at here is this is more for us wargamers and simmers than it is for the arcadey players who enjoy Skull and Bones and Sea of Thieves and stuff like that. Even though that stuff is fun, it's a little bit for the kids, I would say, these days. But yeah, you know, you could still get some enjoyment from it. I will play any game at the end of the day. Ahoy is taking that strategic historical detail and putting you right on deck in first person. In short, if you've ever felt like naval games scratched only part of the itch, Ahoy might finally be the one to bring all those threads together. The wish list is long, but so are the stretch goals. We're talking player-driven economies, national alliances, fort sieges, and even guild systems to build entire fleets. Personally, I'd love to see the game embrace its edutainment angle, teaching players about real naval history while we fight for survival. If they can balance the fun with the accuracy, Ahoy could become not just a game, but a living Age of Sail experience. Of course, a naval sim is only as good as the seas you're sailing, and Ahoy is building a Caribbean that feels like a living, breathing place. We're talking bustling colonial ports, hidden coves, and open trade routes where every voyage could be routine commerce or sudden disaster. The map is drawn straight from historical data, so when you sail past Havana or Port Royal, it's not just a name drop, it's a port recreated with as much authenticity as possible. Weather plays a huge role too. Calm seas can turn into towering storms, and currents or shoals can ruin even the best laid plans. And then there are the nations. You can pledge allegiance to Britain, Spain, France, the Dutch, or the newly independent Americans. And each one is fighting for control of ports and shipping lanes. Alliances can shift, overextension wars can erupt, and suddenly your safe harbour isn't so safe anymore. It's not just a backdrop, the Caribbean itself is an active player in the story. All of this adds greatly to the level of immersion, and I think this is what the game is really aiming for. It's going to bring the player into its own world, and honestly, these are my favourite types of games, and I know they go down well with LT gamers. I can just imagine a number of us really deep diving into this, maybe even setting up servers where we play together. It's going to be so much fun and a little bit different to games like Battlefield 6, which while they're fun in co-op, they are so fast-paced and twitchy that some of us just need a slower, more immersive experience overall, and this game will really be one for those wargamers and simmers. So is Ahoy worth keeping on your radar? Absolutely. It's bold, it's risky, but it's exactly the kind of project that excites me. A proper naval wargaming sim with the depth to keep us talking for years. The Caribbean is vast, the ships are ready, and the only question left is, will you answer the call when the sails go up? If you enjoyed this dive, drop us a like to help us keep covering ambitious sims like Ahoy. And let me know in the comments, what's your favourite Age of Sail game so far, and do you think Ahoy can surpass it? Until next time, this is LT Gaming, see you on the open seas.